Hello and welcome to our first attempt at a bullet stream. My name is Phil Makepeace and I'm here on behalf of the Chess Pit podcast. And today we're playing in a little tournament organised by Gawain Jones, the Grandmaster, to mark the due date of his daughter. So hopefully no one is going to be giving birth during the stream, but I'm sure the miracle of life is something that we could get involved with as we go. Right, so let's start. I think that in this stream I'm just going to play a mixture of openings, try to make things happen, but I'm not particularly fussed about the result or my bullet rating, so that's always a good thing. Don't need any hand wringing over ratings here. So what we've got is a Nimzovich line where white just gets this very nice centre, but black gets decent kingside play. And we're going to try not to get thumped on the light squares here. Right, this makes it a bit easier. Put my king on a light square, seems to make sense, and then try and chuck my knight maybe into d6 somehow, like this. Oh, that's not gone well. Okay, oh, we've lost an entire rook. Okay, yeah, this is the kind of thing that's going to happen. I've lost another rook. Yeah, we will resign that one. Okay, so it's a good start. This is the kind of thing that can happen, of course. I think it's an advantage to resign these lost games early. You can just get another game in and not worry too much about it. Right. So I think the idea, we're going to do a little bit on this in the podcast next week actually, about the differences between like blitz and standard play repertoires, because you might want to play slightly different things depending on the time control that you're playing. It's definitely a thing. So yeah, here I'm just playing. I'm going to be playing very nondescript kind of openings that don't really have any particular sting to them. Just things that you can play and hopefully get a lead on the clock with. So the idea here is that I'm just going to try to get a passed pawn and make my knight better than their... Well, I've already got a passed pawn on the d-file. I'm going to try and make my knight better than their bishop. Which is always going to be the aim. So we can go after this pawn on c5 quite easily. And then hopefully we can support the d-pawn all the way home. Maybe not. That one. So what's going on? We've probably got an objectively drawn ending here, but I'm going to try and bully the white rook into going to some bad squares. Have we got the opposition? I think we do, don't we? Yeah. So one of these pawns is going to drop. Maybe all of them will drop. And then we can promote happily. I should probably turn on auto queen for this tournament. Otherwise we could have some... Oh my goodness, that was nearly a disaster. Okay, right. 1 out of 2. Yeah, this is just going to be a thing where I'm going to try and explain things, horse racing style commentary, as quickly as I can, and then hopefully we'll have some fun along the way. I've put on this a bit of... He's gone a bit... oh, we got someone good. Okay, who's this? Samsky, 2430. Whoever that is. No idea. Probably one of Gawain's cronies from the online world. Yeah, so my knight got a bit stuck over the queen side, but now we've solidified the centre, I can go that way. Getting swaps in is definitely not the worst thing you can do in a bullet game. Just simplify it as much as you can and not worry too much. Right, okay, so I think this queen side is reasonably solid. I'm going to try and expand here on the king side instead. E4. Let's chuck as many pieces as I can into that area. And I've got a good 7th rank defence here. That way. We've just got a tiny time advantage, which may not become that relevant actually, because white's just gobbling all these pawns. We're going to try and hurry our king over to the queen side here. Hopefully we can just about survive. It's going to be tough. So many pawns that have just fallen off the board here. That way. Okay, never mind. Never mind indeed. Made it with 2 seconds to spare. Probably could have done something better there. Alright, we can keep going here with strong players. Yeah, the bullet train doesn't stop. These bullet arenas are going to be tough. I might not be able to last the full hour here, to be quite honest with you, but I'm going to give it a go. Right, I'm just trying to hoover off as many pieces as possible here just to get it into a position where I can actually commentate properly. Ooh, that's quite a good move probably. That lets the bishop into c5 as well. But we've got some things on the light squares. We've got some chances of chucking a knight into g5 as well. There's bishop d3, rook b1, rook d3 to... All of these things seem plausible. Hopefully we can get a result, because my main ambition for this tournament is this arena is to get a win against someone who's decent. This looks like it's going alright. Ooh, hold on. Takes. This is maybe not going so well. So have I lost a couple of pawns? Actually, no, material is equal, and we've got a decent clock. It's not ridiculous that something happens here. Come on. Got Hornswoggled on the clock there. Come on. No. Never mind. Never mind. We played alright there. It's just complete nonsense. This trying to stream bullet, but okay. Hopefully we can get a win soon. I don't recommend this for the overall quality of your chess. This is very much a frivolous stream. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is not get my queen trapped. That would be a nice start. Knight to e4, b5, all of these moves seem... You're just trying to get control of the light squares as much as you can. And also not give that rook any squares on the c-file. But I think I still need to play h6 at some point. Okay, so we're going to lose a pawn here, but that's not the worst thing in the world. Not sure why he didn't take the pawn on d5. Still can. This way and then queen d7. We see that's a mouse slip to c7, but it's fine because we're still threatening to take the bishop. So queen, bishop, good knight against bad bishop. Hopefully we can. Oh, I don't want to sort queens. Just try and wait for something to open up on the over here. Here we go. Right. Well, now surely that can't make sense. He's now got in, yeah, big trouble. Okay. Alright, one down. So we've had 10 minutes and played 5 games already. Won 2, lost 3. We're in 21st place. If I can finish somewhere near the top 10, that would be a good result, I think. The good players keep coming. 21.90. I've been playing the 4 Knight Scotch a bit recently, so hopefully I can remember these lines fairly quickly. So you give up a couple of points. Is it? Yeah, I think this and then Queen H5. You have to hide the king first and then play Queen H5, I think. Yeah. And then I'll happily have that one. How can I mate? Maybe I can't mate just yet. Start bringing the pieces in. Oh. Okay, so we've just given up a piece. That's certainly not ideal. I've got no good way really of attacking h7, have I? Alright, I'm going to need to make my king a bit less precarious. And then try to worm my way into the f5 square. How can I do this? It's not going to be easy, I'm running out of time as well. Okay, I'm just going to have to start chucking these pawns up the board. I've got no real choice. Okay, so this ending is probably lost objectively, but I'm going to do my best to cling. Have a cling fest here, try to get it so that I can make things happen, maybe, or maybe not. This is looking a bit horrible now. Still got chances while we keep all of our pieces on light squares, so the bishop can't. Oh, that's filthy. Okay, we'll resign that. That was not a nice way to lose a rook. 1866, hopefully. Come on. I need this one. Can't muck about. Right, castle in kingside. I like this line. It just means that you can get very easy piece play without having to worry about any of the main line nonsense that occurs. Okay, so now we can take off that bishop. I could have taken the queen there. That was terrible. We've still got the h file. Okay, let's try and get 2 pieces onto it. While black does not very much in the centre. Worm our way round this way, I guess. As you can tell, I am not a practiced bullet player. Don't think that's a secret. Rook takes d4, then rook takes rook e7. We've got c5 coming as well. I think we've got decent chances of winning on time, irrespective of anything else. Need to get the c pawn out of the way, and hopefully one of these pawns will promote, maybe. Hopeful. My king can just worm its way in to get these guys, and then my h-pawn should hopefully... Yeah, there we go. Right, good. Okay, that was alright. I should have obviously taken the queen a bit earlier, but worse things have happened. Right, we're parked next door there to our friend Shantham Grax, as you can see. Kevin is a friend of the podcast, shall we say. Right, got some good players again, and that was not what I went to do. So we've just wasted a couple of 10p. Against 2300, yeah, we can do that. It's actually not worked out too badly. A4 would have been a bit awkward there, I think. But now, this is alright. Gonna just do the normal things of trying to crash through in the centre. Knight moves, knight takes d5. Might not be that good actually. Rook d1. Rook d1 we can take the rook, so that's alright. Okay. So we won a pawn, have we? Not quite. We've won a knight instead. Which is pleasing. Push off this pawn. Don't see a good way for white to attack this f7 square again, or to stop the march of the pawn. We'll pin that rook, so if rook e7 again, I've got queen. No, I've got queen c2 probably. This doesn't look very pleasant at all. And also I'm 20 minutes ahead on 20 seconds ahead on the clock. And I think they're letting their time expire. So we played 29 moves there in 30 seconds. That's not bad. 29 half decent moves in 30 seconds. I'll take it. Right, it looks like we're approaching the top 10, but we've got a long way to go yet. We need another win here to get our bonus. If you win 3 in a row, you get a bonus 2 points. So we're playing the same guy we played in game 1, where we went okay. This time we won't play bishop takes f5 because that just seems to give him all sorts of easy play. We'll do the same kind of things though. Let's reroute this knight. Okay, so I want this knight on to e3 probably. Bishop g5, knight g4. Queen can still come to, rook can still come to f1. This is alright. If he doesn't take the rook, if he takes with the rook, I'll probably take with the queen, and then just plonk my queen on f. Yeah, let's do this way, and then if queen, bishop g5, well, he's done that one. So I think a knight is going to be better than a bishop here, hopefully, but I'll take the draw there. That's not terrible. Let's just go on with it. I'm not sure we wanted to play out that ending. Where are we? We're 16th with... Yeah, so the point is you still get 2 points for a draw after you've got that streak. You get 4 for a win. I think my berserk limit today is probably if I play someone under 1500, but that is not happening because I'm playing lots of people rated 2400 plus, which is good. That's what we want. Okay, so we've got Panov Botvinnik, where the main thing here is to not castle until your opponent's castled. Otherwise, nasty things tend to happen. And then pray that you don't get overrun somewhere else. Right, so my light squared bishop is going good here. I need to play knight a5. It's on a... Normally you don't want to put knights on the edge of the board, but the knight here is good. It looks into nice squares. Oh, I missed that. Okay, that's a bit awkward. Now I might just be completely busted. I got a way out of this. Bishop to h7 is probably very good, isn't it? Whoops. Oh, we've gone this way. And then rook e1, knight e5 gives up the queen, but I've got some sort of chances here, haven't I? These are not sort of chances. This is awful. Okay, we'll chip the hand in there. 2485 is too good for me in bullet. Okay, so we're back down to the teens. We've only had 20 minutes of an hour. Okay, these strong players keep coming. Right, should we have a let's have a queen's gambit declined against his Catalan, and we'll just do the normal things. Trying to get b5 in, that one, and then b5, and hopefully get c5 in maybe. Not sure I'm that fussed about the bishop coming in there, because pieces coming off tends to be... Oh, maybe it doesn't tend to be good because bishop takes c6 is coming. I missed that. I think... I've just got no moves. Knight's on a good square at least now. Okay, we can gnaw. I can play bishop d7. Oh no, bishop takes rook. You see the problem? It's really tough playing against someone who has better openings than you, because you're just not going to be able to make anything happen. You need to get a good opening. It's something that I guess that I should be working on a little bit during the quarantine period. I'm getting some better openings with black, particularly against d4. Maybe I should go back to the Queen's Gambit, Queen's Indian. That always seemed okay. I'm also just not used to moving my mouse quickly. Other people presumably have wrists like cement mixers at this point. It's by playing too much bullet. I am not one of those. Okay, so this has gone alright. We've won a central pawn, and I think we can just cut off this bishop quite handily now, though I think actually we just lost the e5 pawn. Yeah, okay, we haven't cut off the bishop, we've still got a pass c pawn. That is not terrible. Can win the a6 pawn as well. We've got a small time advantage that is getting all the bigger as we go. I'm just going to leave that pawn on there, cut off the king, and then start to march in my king to probably c6, I hope. Oh, we can't stop the... Oh, I've now uncut the king, which is... Oh, okay, he's let me come back into this. Thought king c5 there was probably quite decent. But now the e4 pawn drops. I can then take that, and then still got the king cut off. This must be winning, because I can presumably just hide my king somewhere like a7. There, and then b. Okay. Lovely. Okay, that was not a bad game actually at all. Not a bad game at all. 1874 again. Hopefully we can make this happen. If he plays, well, opponent appears to have gone offline. This might be a free 2 points. It is. Okay. Never mind. Oh. This is a different experience. Chess at 200 miles an hour. And we're playing Gawain. Right, okay. Lovely. This is what we wanted. So Gawain is taking the mick a bit here. But that's okay. This is his right as a human being. Okay, so what is this opening? This seems to have gone not disastrously. White's king doesn't really have a home long term. Gawain's offers a draw. Okay, sure, I'll take it. We can draw with Gawain, why not? I think Gawain realised he hadn't necessarily had the best opening there. He was just trying to get some... I don't know. I'm not sure why he did that. He hadn't berserked, I don't think. No, he hadn't. He was just 12 seconds down and didn't have a very nice position. Fair enough. Right. Anyway, we have another game. Third game against our friend here. We're going to play something different. Let's play d4. I don't fancy another Nimzovich where I just get thumped down the queen side, king side eventually. and then we actually do lose the d4 pawn. Whoops. But we have... Oh, we don't. We get it back on b7. Castles, queen f3, castles. Okay, this is now actually a proper game again. Okay, so getting a knight to d5 seems sensible. We can then threaten all sorts of things. Pawn takes, and then is this forced mate? Very much looks like it. Okay, we're starting to come back into this tournament now. So that's a couple of decent results in a row. We're back to 11th. As you can see, the points just keep on coming. Okay. Nearly halfway through. Whew, 34 minutes left. My goodness. Hope everyone's doing okay. Please get involved in the chat. Oh, we have another friend. So Magnus is I am Peter Roberson, who lived with myself and Gawain Jones in a house in Shepherd's Bush in West London. We had a proper kind of chess house where the average elo was something like 2350. It was somewhat silly how many chess players we had in that house, but it was a lovely house. Went it for 2 years, and yeah. Alright, all my pieces are extremely precariously placed here, but possibly just about surviving this, I don't know. It can't be a good thing to have my king this exposed, but we will see. Ah, it's completely exposed now. Okay. And we also have very little time. Not much I can do here to arrest the problems I've got. Yeah, this is just clinical. Mate in 2. There we go. Well played, Peter. Peter's quite... I've got Peter's number at Blitz, but definitely not at Bullet. I've got a very good record against Peter at Blitz. Won something like the last 4 or 5. Anyway, I think it's because we play the same openings, so I'm not going to have a disadvantage there, generally. Okay. Paul, W7 UK, we have a Caro-Kann, so this is my opening, so again. But I think these H3 lines are quite good in Bullet, and just general 3-0 as well, because you get very fast play very quickly. As you can take on H3, yes, okay, I need to be careful now. So we'll stop that, and then hopefully get a chance to play Bishop. Oh, we don't get a chance to play it. Do we get a chance to play Bishop F1 here? Or are we just going to have a draw? This could just be a repetition. I think it is. Yeah, okay, fine. Never mind. Back down to 14th. Duncan Grassi, a Scottish player. Used to play in the same National League team as me. And we're going to Haldane hack him, because that is what we do in Bullet. And he's going down the line. This is it's not a very fun line for black. This Queen E7, and then Knight B5, Knight takes D4, all of this. Oh, he's doing this one. Okay. So yeah, so we won a piece for 2 pawns. We now need to try and hoover off everything as quickly as we can to get to an ending where our extra piece should hopefully decide the game. So castle's kingside, I guess, and then what? What is black's plan here? Just to load the centre up, I guess. So we can keep swapping pieces. That's going to be good for us. I want to swap the queens off. That knight looks fairly well able to be preserved on the E3 square. Yeah, especially now we've got this pawn, that's going to be absolutely fine. We're going to have no serious problems here, I don't think, in that regard, especially now we've won the queen and we've got an advantage on time, and I think we can just mop up here. There'll be a mate fairly soon. Possibly immediately. There we go. Alright. So that was alright. Again, we're playing again that advantage of having a familiar opening so that you know what you're doing next in that complicated middle game. It's 5th game against this guy. Amazing. We'll play another Nimzovich. He's not playing another d5 line though. He's playing it now. But this means I get to play bishop d3 immediately, which is the advantage, because before you can't play bishop d3 in the normal line because they just take on d4, but that's a bit better. Okay, so b3 c4 is coming. Let's try and snap off the centre. And then, can I take this? Probably. I've got a pawn. You've got an extra pawn here. Okay. Let's get rid of the knight. That's the most dangerous piece, probably, from a sort of losing quickly perspective. Not entirely fussed about anything else that's going on. Won a second pawn. We could probably win a third if he lets me win that c7 pawn, but he's not. But we can start moving these pawns. I should probably give my king some luft so we don't run into any back rank stuff later on. That seems sensible. Not sure the queen does much on f3. We want to get rid of that queen out of there though, probably. Pin the rook and offer a swap as well, so we can then maybe go f3 here, and then rook e1. Swaps are just going to be good, because then we can plonk this rook in behind this pawn and then march our king over without too much difficulty, I don't think. And then this is probably good enough, I hope. Please, this must be good enough. Okay, good. Whew. Starting to get in the groove here. That's 1 defeat out of the last 8. That's not bad, including a draw against the world top 50. But that wasn't really a proper game. 22-68. I have a 2 knights Caro-Kann. I'm going to play this stuff. You see, it depends all here. Completely depends whether he plays d3 or d4. He's gone this line. Okay, so there's stuff where you play queen e3 or queen d3 and it makes a difference. This line, yeah, this is okay for black, I think. Queen h4 stuff, because g4 is no longer playable, and we can start maybe hoovering some guys off, putting my bishop on f6 and castling probably now. I think this is okay. Need to be careful of h7, but maybe we can just play rook e8 and then knight f8 to sort all of that out. Yeah, same thing I guess, and then king h8. I don't know. I feel like this is okay, but it's very unclear how I make much progress. I guess we need to try and open up the G file. Seems sensible. Just trying to open up everything here. Chuck as much as I can into the position. Much fuel onto the fire to try to go after that king, which is looking very precarious. I'm now just playing for the clock. Dear. Never mind. Shouldn't have got rid of all those pieces, probably. That was annoying. Okay. This is bananas. I'm gonna be pooped by the end of this. We got Grassi again. Okay, so we go down the same kind of line as we just did. Is he gonna let me Haldane hack him again? He is. What will he do this time? G6? No, he's gonna do this. Taking the pawn here is the correct move. He's letting me do exactly the same thing. Will he find? Yeah, so he's found this line instead, but it's not an improvement by any stretch of the imagination, because now bishop g5 is threatened to win the queen, and he's let me do it. And this is not much fun. I mean, surely this can't. This is just. If I lose this now, something's gone horribly wrong. We've got queen for what? Lots of pieces. And I'm ahead on the clock as well. This is yeah, fair enough. Okay, so yeah, Mr. Grassy needs a line against the Haldane hack here. After c5, you're supposed to take the pawn on d4 to start to undermine the white centre. Okay. Is anyone berserking? Ben's 1387 seems to be berserking quite a bit. We are not going to today. Berserking means you get half of your initial time, and I do not fancy playing a bullet game with... we've got this again, where I've again walked into this thing where they played d5 against knight c6. We won the last time we played this, and it was probably the best game I've played today. We played a5, a6, b5, all of this. I think I'm going to move down somehow on the previous game though. Yeah, I am. I'm not sure how. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's get on with it. Try and win this pawn on d6, which I think we've just about managed actually. Have we? Possibly? I see. That's the problem, isn't it? We can still just about cling on, I think. Maybe. Oh. Whoops. Yeah, those kind of kamikaze forks are not fun. So my aim here today, as I've said before, is to try and get into the top 10 of Gawain Jones's Bullet Arena. I've played millions of games. I've had lots that finished in... I've lost quite early. Haven't had... We got Samsky again. This is the guy we played second, I think. Right. So, have another Catalan. And this time I'm going to try not to get thumped on the... in the centre. So maybe this is not necessarily the way you want to be playing if you don't want that to happen. Though I think this is okay. G6. It's got the feeling that it should fall apart, doesn't it? But not quite yet. Not quite yet. Okay. A6 is A8 rook was being looked at there, so I suppose we should get out of that. We're gonna lose that knight. Is there anything I can do here that just sort of nullify? Oh my goodness, we're losing everything. Is there any point playing on? This is over. Okay, another quick loss. And we got an IM. This is I think this is Richard Palliser, who is Gawain's. Yeah, he's been Gawain's second a couple of times in things. Okay, so we have to try to... What can I do here? Knight a4 seems good. Kick that bishop out of there and then try to go after the king. Right, so we've got a playable position against an IM. That's something that we haven't had an enormous number of times today. We've got a king on the dark squares. This probably needs to go on h4, otherwise I'm going to get embarrassed on the g4 square. And then we can win a pawn. This is going okay. This is going worryingly well, to the point where I'm almost certainly going to mess it up. Is there a mating net here? We're not far off one. Or maybe I'm the one who's going to be mated. That's also very plausible. E2 is met by bishop takes. That one. This is so thin. No, come on. I need this. I need this win. We'll take the draw though. We will take the draw. I couldn't see the clock times there. Wasn't sure if I could have played it. Could have won that probably. Never mind. That's alright. Draw against an IM. Always have those. Okay, this is a strange way to play against the Caracal, but I suppose it makes some sense in a way. So we're just going to play it like a French. Hopefully there's some kind of Milner Barry Gambit style stuff here where he couldn't take on d4. And then we can get e5 in, and this is now a very strange French, but probably a good one. We might be losing a pawn on e5 here, but I think we have... Well, maybe we don't have compensation actually. Maybe we don't have compensation. Bishop e6. My position probably just about clings on. Okay. We've got good knights, at least. That's something. And there's a mess. Ooh. Okay, now more pawns are starting to fall off the board. That's probably not a good thing. And then, yeah, I don't really have any good squares for my queen. Apart from my d4 might be okay. Oh, we're going after the f2 square. Okay, this kind of stuff might just about hold water, or maybe it won't because I'm just dropping the queen. Never mind. Playing some entertaining chess. Where are we? We're still down somewhere in the mid-teens. Top 10 is our goal. Got 15 minutes left to do something about it. And we've just pre-moved our way into losing a piece. Let's try and fight. How can we fight here? Not sure there is a way to fight. What do I need to do? I need to get my rook in to... Yeah, this is hopeless. How can I possibly worry my opponent here? Not many ways, are there? Everything's just falling off. As long as we keep the queens on, we've got some vague chances. The vaguest of the vague chances. Just got to keep fighting, I guess. And that's what we're doing. Well, we've won the queen. Okay. Well, this can't be This means it just can't be good for black. This is extraordinary. Right, how can we... Lovely. Okay, keep fighting, I guess. That's going to happen. Keep the queens on. I mean, once the queens come off when you're like a rook down with a 5-second disadvantage, it's probably not worth it. Anyway, mouse clicker. Who is this? 2470. Lots of very strong players in this event, and we have faced all of them, including getting a draw against Grandmaster and host Gawain Jones today, which was not bad. Not bad for your Saturday lunchtime delectation. This doesn't look very fun. Kind of just letting White do what they want here. Yeesh. Oh my goodness. Right, well we can keep fighting, I guess, again, but now with the queens off, it's going to be... I don't think we're going to have the same thing as we had in the last game. Unfortunately, yeah, this is it. Okay, that was horrible. It does go very badly wrong when you misplay the opening completely. Maybe I should take a bit more time over the opening, but the problem with that is then I'm losing horribly in these end games because I just can't move quickly enough. It's much easier to sort of pre-move an opening, I guess. So these H3 lines against the Caro-Kann are all very they're quite innocuous, but they mean that you can play quickly and firmly without worrying too much about anything too much. So I'll chuck my knight into f5. So we've got control of the E file. That's probably not a bad thing. And then all these dark squared holes might mean that I've got some chances later on to do something. But we appear to have found ourselves in a knight and pawn ending already. Knight's going to d6. That's a fork, which is actually able to be defended. And now my knight is not the happiest piece in the world, is it? I've let his king in, which is not what we wanted, but I can kick it out again. Alright, so this is just probably completely drawn, but we will have to defend for our lives here. This must just be drawn. Whatever happens here, I can't believe that... Well, I can't lose this now at least, which is nice. Nice feeling. There we go, draw. Okay, that was dull. But it goes so quickly. 11 minutes left. Really want top 10, but we've had... It's been okay. Whew. I've got Mr. Palliser again. We drew last time. Got black on the other hand, so yeah, he's playing the tricky lines. I thought he might. If you played knight gf6 there, then knight d6 is mate. It's one of the most dastardly line in the in this thing of the Caro-Kann. Where you're trying to get in c5, then he's let me play c4, which can't be. Which must be good because now my knight is marooned on that, but happily marooned on that square on... Oh, I need to get my king in the corner, otherwise there's going to be problems. Okay, so we've got a very playable ending. Where do I want my pieces? Maybe knight... Maybe f4 belongs to... I think think we've lost a pawn, but we also have opposite colour bishops, so maybe it's okay. We've lost 2 pawns. Maybe it's not okay. This is very... I just need to lock up the light squares as much as I can. Otherwise I'm going to have some issues very soon. I feel like this is just subjectively drawn now, but maybe not. Maybe my king is now too far away. Bishop h8, a5, here. I won on time. That's ridiculous. Okay, that should never be a win. Anyway, we might do a feature on the podcast as well about different websites having different rules for when you flag. Okay, so we've got 1.5 out of 2 against Iron Richard Palliser, which is nice. I'll take it. And we've got a friend of ours, Mike Healy, who is a blitz demon, bullet demon, as you can see by his rating. He is a friend of the podcast, a friend of ours from many years of games, though we've actually only ever played once. I suppose that helps when over the board this is. I suppose that helps when you largely play on the same team in your leagues. You're unlikely to play these guys many times. Okay, so I probably need to give my king some air fairly soon. Otherwise we're going to get in trouble. That kind of artificially helps the king, actually. Queen d7, I probably should play e5 now, shouldn't I? Got a good time advantage. We've been playing quickly and not so badly, actually. That was a terrible move. I needed to get my king into the d3 square instead. We've got some chances of drawing this, but on the board we were just 25 seconds ahead on the clock. Okay, we're up to 14th. There's 7 minutes left. We can do this. We can do this, can't we? Let's go for a sprint finish where we try and get into that top 10. Playing the Macho King, and we're probably going to have one of these. Yeah, h3 lines again. Okay, so they're, as I said, very innocuous, but it does mean that you can just play quickly without worrying too much about your position, because it's generally going to be okay. We reroute this bishop to c3 onto the longest diagonal so we can challenge that guy, and so we've got this passed pawn. Need to give our king some air. Again, same problem as before. And then I need to try and make progress from here. So f4 needs to be played. And I also need to try to play g5 probably, so that I can exchange these queens. If I can exchange the queens, that might be quite good. No, we'll play this first, and then we'll try queen e5, I think. This is very precarious, but our d pawn is looking very, very strong, isn't it? Maybe. Oh, I missed that. Oh no! no top 10 finish for us today. That's... that was annoying. I probably should have played Queen E5 when I had the chance then. Never mind. And we've got a very strong player again, 25-20, Henrik Stepanyan. How are these guys so highly rated at Bullet when I'm just sniffing around on the on 2200? They must just play loads, and that is complete garbage from me. That is appalling what I've just played that. That's fatigue. Alright, we're still breathing, but this is extremely unpleasant as a position. The rook's coming off may not be the worst thing for me. What's the material? 3 pawns? Yeah, too many. Well, it's 2. I suppose we still have very vague outs here. Very vague chances of holding on. It's not looking good though, is it? Yeah, this is very hopeless. Bullet is not good for your chess. Okay, I think we will call it a day after now. That was tough. What's the points like? Maybe unless I have a chance. I do have a chance, do I? What's the scores? These points values. I've got... No, I'm too far ahead, too far behind. I'm not going to get 5 points in 3 minutes. Right, that was enjoyable. Thank you very much for watching. The next stream we're doing is at 11:30 AM on Monday morning, where I will be grilling our host John Mackenzie in some game or other. And you guys, so it's an instructional stream, proper lesson, and hopefully you guys will join us then. Thank you very much.